All right, might as well start. Okay, welcome everyone. Gonna turn this down slightly on. All right, cool. Let's jump into it. Just making sure. Let's expand that. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Cool. Don't have that on too loudly. All right. So today we want to continue doing what we were doing with the Gantt chart. We're going to start rendering out the stuff, which is pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, let's just jump straight into it. We've got a couple of minutes till the ad start, so let's get done as much as we can. So we've initialized the Gantt chart data, so we can see in the Gantt chart we've got chart data in here, which we're happy with. Okay, cool. So this is the VueJS. We've got the Gantt chart information. So this will initialize everything, and then down here we want the computed. So we want the map getters. So in here, what we can do is we've got Gantt chart data. So we've got the get Gantt chart data. That's gonna evolve the state. All right, and then what we want to do is return state.Gantt chart data. That's it. In here, we want Gantt chart data, and that's going to be get Gantt chart data. Cool. Easy done. So what we need now is simple view JS for loop with index. So item in items. All right. Okay. Yep. Cool. It's pretty easy to do. So, first things first, we've got our Gantt chart. We also have our Gantt chart CSS somewhere. Ah, there it is. Oh no, that's the VueJS. My bad. There it is. I'm going to put this all the way up here. So we've got this. If I bring out as Kelly Draw, let's redraw it. Do I need any of this? No, I don't. So what I want to do is break this down into things that we need. I'm just noticing that's like that a bit. Ad has started. All right, we won't do much during the ad. I just realized that this screen is like that. All right, we got the bit rate looking a bit red there. How is the bit rate? It's looking good here though. Don't know what that's about. Well. Now, it's saying the ads are over. All right. Don't know what that was about. But let's just jump back straight into it. Okay, cool. So, going into here. Oh, wait. Now the ad breaks back. And what the fuck? Sorry about all this. It's the joys of Twitch sometimes. Alright. I'm just getting everything ready for you guys. All right. Welcome back, everyone. Okay, so whilst during the ad, I quickly drew this. very, very basic. So we'll have two rows, the month header and the day header. They'll calculate the data appropriately for those particular things. And then we've got all the for loops for the rows and stuff like that. So we've done this before, so this won't be hard. So we've got the test Gantt row. So get test Gantt chart. So up the top, we've got the month header, and then we've got the normal header. And we're going to put those in their own components, just because they deserve to be in smaller components. Yeah, it'll be something easy to sort of calculate. And then we've got the renderer down here, which will have its own component too. The really main reason why I want those in smaller components is I don't want this component too large. I want this broken down, and we're using VueJS so we can easily grab the data we need. So another thing is we should get the delta days. Once again, we're just passing through the state. And then we're returning state.delta days. And that's all we need to do. Easy done. All right, so under Gantt information, what we want to do is we want to hit this. We want to create a new thing. So render Gantt monthly header dot view. It's very very large. That I'm just going to refresh this. That's very large, that name. Render Gantt monthly header. But it's very specific. So the name would be render Gantt monthly header. Props, we don't know what props we'll have. Methods, we don't know yet. However, we'll definitely have import map getters from VueJS. So we'll definitely have the computed. Map getters. Computed as an object. Sorry, it's not a function, it's an object. And then what we want is delta days. Yep, there we go. So delta days. I know that we'll need that. And then from here, essentially the same as this. So we'll just paste that in. So we've got the header information. Gantt rows, months. For month in month array. So we'll calculate all of this in a minute. And then, yeah, it just does its thing. And that should be like that. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste pretty much the same thing. Like so. Because they'll be very, very similar. Alright, so with the Gantt information, the test Gantt information, we are after month array. So if we scroll down, month array is that. Alright. Okay. So we'll need a data. Return, and then we've got month array, and that will equal nothing at the moment. Month dictionary, I think we need this. Month.month, month.year, yep, alright. And we have Socks with us right now. Hey, Socks. Yep. Alright, so we're essentially just grabbing everything that we need out from here. The delta days we get from the thing, so we're fine with all of that. We don't need any of this. We don't need to calculate the thing. Generate header. So it's going to do the same sort. It's pretty much this. Methods is not a function, it is an object. So we'll have generate header, blank out the month array, yep. Set up the local variables. Ooh, we don't have the start date nor the end date at the moment. Ooh, sorry. So we'll need to get all this information from Vuex. And then it's pretty much a similar thing here. Yep, sucks. Yes. All right. I think I could probably shrink this down. So we do always want to blank out the monthly array. And what we want to do... So let's get this data. Actually, sorry, I should be clicking on that. So Gantt chart. Return state dot end date Gantt. Yep. All right. Cool. Get start date Gantt. All right. Easy done. So we can get that data very easily now. I have a feeling we won't need this anymore, so I'm going to delete it. We'll still need the month array. We'll need the end date Gantt. A start date Gantt. Alright, so we're happy with all of that. If memory serves me correctly, these are going to be ints. Yes, they are. So let's start knocking all of this out for the moment. All right, so set up local variables. Let start date equals, and this is where we've got to import date time. From Luxon. Easy done. Equals, and then we're just going to go over here, get started from int passing. All right. There should be a from. It sucks. Alright, it's getting a little too hot for the dressing gown at the moment. Sorry. Just so lovely 22 degrees in here. I can thank my computer for that. Alright, I've done this before. So what we're looking at is we're looking for the mixins. Datetime mixin from ISO, from int, from millis. Alright. So I'm just going to paste that in for reference. And then I'm going to go datetime.from millis, milliseconds. And then this is going to be this dot start date. Yep, cool. Let end date equals datetime from millis. This dot end date get. All right, cool. So we've done that. We've done that. Okay, the point date and next date. Like so. They're just basic variables that we use in the loop. All right. Yeah. Cool. A lot of this will be the same. All right. All right. Loop through to the end. All right, cool. Through to the end. All right, keep looping. So that's going to be true. Var delta equals determine if the end date is in the current month. Point date get month equals end date dot get month. Now, we don't have those functionalities anymore. So get date. Get month. I think it's just that. So what we want to do, let's rewrite this. If point date dot month equals end date dot month and point date dot year equals end date dot year. So it's the same month and year. Get the delta between the dates and call it a day. Keep looping as false. This is a good sort of. Okay, this is where, because I've written in JavaScript, everything works fine in JavaScript. All right. So if I type in endDate.get, I can do 2 millis. All right, 2 millis is going to work. Don't settle the mouse, sweetie. All right, so pretty much we're happy with this, and then it'll send it back. And I've forgotten to add that. Okay, months are different. Get the point date for the next month. So point date equals ooh. Now this is assuming don't you dare. Yes. All right. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm making the massive assumption that, and I should do console log months. This will be, let's say, end date dot month. Massive assumption. So if the point date month equals 11, so December, the point date is in December, we want the next year. So next date equals, this will be just year plus 1. And then the first of next year. Yep. All right. But that puts it in JavaScript format. We're using Luxon. So let's go to home. Let's go initial. We can do it from ISO. We don't want to do a plus. Because this works here. So next date will equal date time year will equal the point date dot year plus 1, month will equal 0, and the day will equal 1. Hopefully that does something. Console log next date. Otherwise the next date will equal the full year, month plus 1. All right, cool. Month will equal point date dot month plus 1, and then 1, or day equals 1. Like so. Fingers crossed we're translating this to something better. Now it's not going to get time. Ooh. That should be changing to that. I mean, worst case scenario, we could use the old method, mix in with the new method and stuff like that, but let's not. All right, month array, push, index, index, delta, delta, width, width times delta. All right, cool, month. This is where we need to get the month string. So ooh, it goes 1 to 12. So straight off the bat, we're editing that. And then we're editing this. So month short would be October, month long would be October. I'm gonna go month long. So we're just gonna comment this one out and go month. This dot not month dictionary. Point date dot month long. And then this will be year. I think that's it. Now, I'm going to undo that line. Reason being is I want to escape after the first one. I want to make sure this works. So we also need a watch. That is an object, and what we're watching is delta days. And when it runs, we need to generate the header. Technically, this will regenerate the header and stuff like that. We kind of want to set it up like this, just in case we do change the start dates and end dates on the fly. Everything will need to be configured or redone. So I'm just going to hit refresh. Realize that I haven't put anything in there to work. So we're going to go to the Gantt information. In here, what we want to do is we want to render Gantt monthly header, like so. We are just going to make this look a lot nicer, and we're going to do something like this, and then go components. And yeah, sweet. So, wait a few seconds, hit reload. The state is undefined. Get delta days. Actually, just wait. Any other view will have this. And a good morning, Clutch. How are you going? Hopefully you're going well. I didn't need to wrap it. Cool. That is my bad. It is just functions. All right. After 4 days stuck in a really dumb problem, I finally solved it by changing an and to an. Oh. Changing an and to an or. Fair enough. The more complicated sort of issues I've always had have always come down to something really simple, and yeah. I spent hours one day trying to replicate a bug. Turns out I had an if statement in .NET. So we had if condition 1 and condition 2, and then the logic for these conditions. Now I've purposely put in the mistake in here, and it was this. A simple semicolon at the end of the if. We needed to get rid of it. Happens to all of us. So yeah. I was like, oh my fucking god, I spent so many hours doing that. Right, cool. Month 3, March. Start date, March. Sweet. Details matter so much when logic and computers are in question. Yes, definitely. They definitely do. Yeah. And being able to simplify the logic down into something extremely simple is extremely valuable. All right, so I am going to risk everything. I am going to comment out this and hope that this still renders perfectly fine. So I'm just going to hit... Oh, wait, we've got to wait a little while. It looks like it's finished. I think it's finished. What I can do... I'm logged in as an admin here. I can duplicate the tab. I'm on sprint 3. What I can do is change the start date and end date. So the end date is at the end of that month. Let's put that in the future. As my first project, I'm attempting to do a Scrabble cheating program. So the user inputs a series of letters up to 7, and the program pulls a word with those letters and the same amount of letters. Oh, nice. I like it. Trying to think how I would do it. There'll be definitely regex in there, most likely. Yeah. Well, good luck. Class constructors must be invoked with new. Alright, so we've got a problem. I don't know if it's... I think it is. I think it wants one of those news. This shouldn't be round, this should actually be floor, by the way. I'm just struggling along the way, the usual way of learning. Yeah, fair enough. Don't you worry about that. That's how I learned how to program. I need to do something. So, yeah, socks. Don't go near my keyboard. It's just causing trouble. Alright, don't forget to drop. And you can put an emoji at the end of it. So I'm going to do Judgmental Lily. Now I'm wondering... Oops. Alright. Yeah, I think that was a forever loop. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it got into there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in if index is greater than 100, keep looping equals false. So that's going to escape it. Good luck to you. Hope those thousands on thousands of statements will equal to something that works the way you intended and make you proud. Cheers, thank you. Yeah. I don't know if you can hear me at the moment. I just realized it's an ad break. So... thank you. As we stay here for a little while. I can't be bothered getting up and getting my weights at the moment because we're about a minute left. Oh wow, I just realized Judgmental Lily got 82.22. Nice. So yeah. And we've also got socks here too. Don't. Whoop. Drop my camera. Silly of me. Alright. There you go, Socks. Say hi, Socks. Okay. She's not wanting to say hi now. Alright. Cool. Trust me to destroy something whilst on stream. I'm getting really good at that. So, yeah. Usually it's Socks that wants to destroy stuff. Alright, we're... should be back in a couple of seconds. Alright, welcome back everyone. And thank you very much, Clutch. Greatly appreciated. I don't know if you were in the ad or not, so, or if you had the tootle off. So, yeah. Alright, so after 100, we'll get that to escape. So, what I want to do... console log check or checking. So point date dot month equals end date dot month. I didn't say anything because it was quite comical. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, Socks used to knock my last webcam off all the time, and I think it just ended up breaking one time. And oops, date dot year. Alright, cool. So that will tell us if that's working. So if I go to localhost now, find objects, sprints, we want sprint 3. Oh, alright. So it's false for all of those. Oh, hold on. These are still April. It's not... I've done something wrong. Alright. I think I've done it here wrong. Just hopped in because I did promise to check in another time. Oh, fair enough. Thank you very much. And we'll more frequently for sure. That will be awesome. I'm going to delve back into learning QA for the rest of the day. Thank you very much for being here. It is greatly appreciated. So yeah, I do hope you enjoy learning the QA stuff. And also, good luck with the Scrabble game. Or cheat. However you want to market it. But it does sound like a fun project. Alright, so what we want to do is new date, yada, yada, yada. So I want to then go console log new date is going to be next date. Oops. So the old statement was point date, get full year, and then point date, get month plus 1, and then 1. Okay. So I'm just going to refresh. Oop. You know why? Because I didn't do an end bracket there. Now I've got to wait one more second. All right. So we've got 100 of these. I'm going to shrink this down to 10. This is, yeah, let's go 5 for the moment. Wait a couple of seconds, hit refresh. All right. So after a moment, we've got month 4. What are you doing, Socks? Okay. And I'm just going to go console log. Next month is going to be next date dot month plus 1. And then we do all that, we do all that, we do all that, and then point date equals next date here. Which makes sense. And then if the point date equals that, then we do that. That's fine. Otherwise, we set up the next date being next month or next year. All right. So 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. All right. Let's just add 2. Let's see what happens then. All right, that's really weird. And it hasn't actually... hasn't updated whatsoever. Sorry about that. I didn't see that come through. Okay. I mean, worst case scenario, I've got the JavaScript to fall back on because we did it in the JavaScript, it worked perfectly fine. I am just testing this out. But yeah, it looks like it's not overriding the date time. So what I want to do is ups, down. So we can do it this way. We won't need to set the year. Don't know if that will work. All right, month 1, day 1. Hopefully. All right, March, August. So we're going from, yeah, all right. So we're going from March to August. Point date should be the start. I mean, yeah, worst case scenario, we can always fall back on what we had. That's not going to be a problem. And I can do that very, very quickly. So, going with this, month 8. All right, I should get rid of that to stop any confusion. So we've got March. Then we've got the new date. Which is the month. All right, this is, I've screwed up somewhere. Okay, blank out the month array. Okay, I think this is just going to be a lot of work. Give me a few seconds. All right. Cool. So I've just keyed back in the original data. So we've got in the original JavaScript and so forth like that, and then we've got this month dictionary. I mean, I was hoping the Luxon would work really well. But yeah, I don't know why it was just doing what it was doing. So we need to go back to the test one. We've got to scroll all the way up to here. We've then just got to copy this. We've got to go into here. We've then got a new thing in here. Let's go copy. All right, cool. Let's wait a few seconds. Let's hit reload. Perfect. I don't know why it was jumping. I must have done something wrong where it's done the point date at the end and not the start, which is not what we want. All right, so now we've got March, April, May, June, July, August, all in there, and they're all different sizes, if you can't tell. So, yep, there we go. Different sizes, which is great news. We are going to change up the colors very shortly. Just because we want this to look proper. And we'll make it so that there's a dark mode and a light mode. So we're just going to pick colors for the dark mode and light mode. So going in here, we're happy with this one now. We're going to remove the date time stuff. And what we're going to do is we're going to open up the days one now. So we want the Gantt chart up here. We want the test one. We want this code here. We want to pretty much delete all of this. Paste. Okay, so Gantt header, Gantt header dates, and so forth like that. For delta days, get days. All right, so we need to get days and get day text. So we just go to the test Gantt. And we're just going to copy this. We're going to paste it in. Realize that this is meant to be an object. So we've got the index, we've got the start date, Gantt, we've got the delta. All right, yep. We need the date dictionary. All right. All right, this goes in with our own, once again, data. That is actually a function. It will return. We just paste that in and we do something like that. All right, sweet. So, got this, get day, get dates, get date dictionary. Yep. This should then just render without a problem. So if we go render Gantt days header, like so, paste in like this. Yeah, I want that in alphabetical order. Right, waiting a few seconds, gonna hit reload. There we go, we've got not a number. Don't know why. We don't have delta days, do we? No, we do have delta days. All right, let's find out. So, console log, new date, new date. Let's go into the console, let's hit reload. Invalid date, all right. Index is looking fine. Undefined. Oh, because I haven't defined it yet. Easy done. All right, cool. Get rid of that. Wait a few seconds, hit reload. Done. Cool. Now we just need to style it. I am going to get rid of now the one problem is this test Gantt, which currently brings in all of this, which is not what we want. So we're going to get rid of it here. Oops, socks. Careful. Like so. And we're just going to save. And we're just going to... Maybe we're just going to undo. And undo. Yeah, all right. Yeah, it's getting everything from the test Gantt, which is not what we want. Okay. Waiting a few seconds. Presto. Perfect. And welcome, Beastly Salamander. How are you? Yes, yeah, she's a bit older than the kitten now. She's 10 years old. So here she is. There we go. This is Socks. She's my co-programmer. So she helps by sitting on my mouse or keyboard and presses random things. Sometimes she likes to try and raid someone by, you know, batting my laptop. So yeah, welcome, welcome. I do hope you are enjoying my content. All right, so now that we've done that, we can go in and start reconfiguring all of this. So we've got this, which we can heavily base our decisions on and so forth like that. In fact, let's just undo this. Let's actually copy this and put it in over here where it should belong. And let's just start building this up. Oh, I hate that bug. All right, let's go into here. Once again, I am just going to scream at that bug. Jesus. Annoying bug. So, straight off the bat, we're definitely going to change some things around here. So, Gantt header's perfectly fine. This one takes a little while. Yeah. All right. Whenever we do a Sass change, it takes forever to actually apply. So we can fix this up at the same time. So if we have a look at this, render all this, if we go into here, scroll up at the top, we've got the Gantt header, and then we've got the Gantt header information and Gantt header months under there. So we're going to reorganize our Sass to reflect that. So we've got our Gantt header, we've got our Gantt header information. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like so. Then we have the, this is the Gantt row date, which we put in header date and header month. So that's 18 to 34. So once again, we're just going to paste that in. And the reason why we're doing it like this is so we can see a structure. We know that we've got a Gantt chart, underneath it is Gantt header, and so forth like that. We can actually minimize that and be like, all right, cool, what else is underneath the Gantt chart? So underneath the Gantt chart is the Gantt header dates. So let's go into here. We've got Gantt header information, header dates, and then we've got the header date. Oop, where is that? Header dates. Now, is it plural or? Oh yeah, header dates, and then header date. All right, cool. No, I get that. So we're going to cut that out. I'm going to paste that in. I'm going to get really annoyed at that bug in a minute. All right. And we're going to go through and pretty much remove a lot of these colors and so forth like that. And actually do this properly. Design it really well. So this will be all the header stuff. Header, so header information, header date. Ooh, header date itself. Header date, yeah, that. This is actually a sub thing of this. So we're going to paste it into here like that. Okay, so we've got header months, and then we've got header month. So in reality, we should be going header month should belong under header month. So that is going to be like that. All right, cool. So that's set up how we want it now. And if we hit refresh, nothing ports itself back in. Is that because we haven't included it in the index yet? So having a look at the Sass, we've got the main, we've got the sprints, we don't have the Gantts. And that's why it wasn't appearing. So now that we've done that, it shall appear. We just need to wait a couple of seconds. Hit reload. It takes a little bit more than just a couple of seconds. This For some reason on SAS, it takes, yeah, up to 7 seconds, and I don't know why. And there we go. So we got this back. Now, one change which we'll be doing is we're going to change this width. So this header information and header dates, this width will change. Sorry, just the header information will change. With the idea being that there's going to be a lot more data in there. We also need to have the Gantt chart. So position relative, overflow is scroll. So that's not, all right, there we go. That was as simple as that. Margin, it's going to be 5 pixels. And then I think I need padding bottom. I think I need that for the scroll bar at the bottom. And we're going to do what we did with the Kanban board, is change that scroll bar. All right, cool. Now I've still got 1:30, so let's do that on the Gantt chart. So position relative, margin is going to be 5 pixels. Padding bottom is going to be your good old, let's go 5 pixels. Let's go overflow is scroll. Yeah, I think that was pretty much it. Don't know why there you don't have any colors, but that's fine. We'll fix that up in a minute. Okay, socks. You just like kick the thing. All right, so it won't matter if we just suddenly change this to no, it won't. So that's good. We'll ignore that for the moment. Okay. Let's make these things look a lot nicer. We need proper borders and so forth like that. I think the colors need massive improvements and so forth like that. So if we go to a Kanban board, we could potentially use the same green sort of structure with the yellow scroll bar at the bottom. So let's do that right now. I think that's it. Okay. And I'm just waiting for the ad to pop up, but hasn't yet. Okay. Let's refresh. There we go. We've got a lovely scroll bar at the bottom without interrupting anything. Sweet. Ah, there's the ad. All right, I'm going to quickly do a bit of exercise. So whilst we wait for the ads to finish. All right. So let's see if I can do this for a minute. right, 20 seconds left. All right. Welcome back. Okay, let's get back into it. Okay. Now I don't like these colors at all. They were temporary colors. I kept them that garish just because I needed to figure something out. So let's have a look at what we can use. Now we can use a lot of these colors and stuff like that. I mean, nah, I think having the same colors as this would be nice. Yeah. Now, one other thing is I've got borders. Kind of don't want borders. So a good example is here. I mean, we do kind of need them. I mean, we can go dashed. And then have a solid border at one point. All right, let's go border dashed 1 pixel black. I mean, not the biggest fan. All right, let's have a look at what other places do it. All right. This one just uses lines. I mean, that's another idea, having a line every 7th day or something like that. Yeah, don't know. Could do something like that, where you've got a solid line and then faint, 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 and so forth like that. That looks good. Let's try and replicate this. Yeah. Okay. So first things first is we need a dark background. All right. All right, cool. So straight away, Gantt chart. That's perfectly fine. Header. Let's just Background color, let's just paste that in. All right, so we've got it as a variable. Information, yeah, let's get rid of that. That's no longer needed. Background color, ooh, for those, the light grays and stuff like that. Socks, seriously. Let's get rid of those for the moment. Definitely get rid of those. Let's just wait. And then I'm going to render. All right, so we haven't gotten rid of the background. Down here, yeah. Color black. I thought we did. Color. Oh, there we go. All right. So we've got this set as that. We could potentially. Oh, how can we make this look a lot nicer? So I'm just having a good think. I mean, we could bring in these colors across the header. I mean, that wouldn't be hard to do. Yeah, it's just as simple as doing something like that. Background color. All right. We've got to wait like 8 billion seconds now. That's not for the header though. Shoot. Sorry. So with the get header, we want it there. So it'll be that color all the way across. And then we'll need to distinguish the borders. Yeah, that's a bit weird. I'll have to figure out why that's happening. All right. Okay. Yeah, I know why that's happening now. Okay. How am I gonna solve that? All right, I'll come back to solve that because I really want to make this look nicer. I think that's gonna look okay for the moment. We'll come back, we'll have a look to see if we can get it looking something like that, but in dark mode, where we have a darker color and a less so darker color, and yeah. I'll figure it out in a minute. Yeah, I need that thing to... So we've got the thing relative on that. Do we need a div class equals... So let's just do div. Right, so style equals overflow scroll. And then we want to get rid of, if we go into here, we want rid of this here, and so forth like that. Now we've got to wait like 8 billion seconds. So. Should be done now. I don't know why that's not doing what I want it to. So at the moment, we're just going to remove the scroll. All right. We're just going to get the colors right, and then I'm going to fix everything up. We're going to get everything in a sort of proper shape, and then, yeah, from there we'll deal with stuff. So I'm going to say, cool, this is rendered. Let's move on to the next thing. So the next thing we want to do is we're going to close this, and we're going to close this. It'll be very similar to the test Gantt row. Very similar to this. In fact, I kind of want to repurpose this. Yeah. Okay, so we've got the Gantt chart. Render each Gantt row. Ugh, I hate when this looks like this. So what we want to do, right hand click, new file, render Gantt row.view. So we've got a template, which we'll deal with in a second. We've got our script, export default name, render Gantt row. We'll have data and all that kind of stuff pour in and everything like so forth. We'll need a props. Straight off the bat, we've got the index. That will be type number. Default is going to be 0. And then we've got our methods and so forth like that. Now I don't want to copy the test one because I think we can improve on it. So with the test row, we've got the get row, we've got draggable false. I don't know why we have draggable, but yeah. So what we want to do is we'll have a div class equals Gantt row. We really should have Gantt chart row, like so. And then we'll have Gantt row information. Actually, now I see it. Now I want to do that. And then insert the data here, smiley face. We'll do that in a minute. So there's our information. Followed by our information is the fact that we'll have some draggable features. So this is where we'll draw things out properly. So I'm going to do it in little tiny components. So over here is the information, which will contain the title, start date and end date. And I think that's about it. So if we have a look at our view, so under our Gantt chart, we've got two little things in here. We've got status. So these are all the fields the user will be able to edit and stuff like that. So the start date, end date, status, which is a 1 at the moment, which is really annoying. So I've got to edit that. That's not going to be a problem. That can be done. All right. So from there, sorry, go back into the draw. The render function itself will contain a row, grid row. So that's grid. It'll also contain a simple bar. What are we calling this so far? We've got the spacer bar. And then we've got the bar itself. All right. Now, ideally, these will be in a div, followed by this being in a div. And then all up, everything being in a div. Very much like this. And then we've got the bar width, we've got the spacer width. All right, cool, we're happy with that. We've got the Gantt row cells. That's a good name. Okay, so that's how we're doing it. I'm going to put this over there for reference. I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to tab in. So div class equals Gantt row render. Once again, I don't know why I've got draggable false in there. There's a reason why. Why it originally was in there. And then what we want is get class equals get row render bar. And then in here, div class equals get row spacer. And then we've got div class equals get row bar. And then this is where we'll start adding in a few things into here. Yeah, we'll do this. So v-bind style equals, and we just do a couple of backticks, width, spacer width, easy done. We'll fill that out in a minute. V-bind, or v-on, v-bind style equals, once again, a couple of backticks, width, and then we'll have bar width, and we get the pixels. And then a simple v on, and on this particular one, we've got mouse down equals mouse down. And yeah. All right. So methods, mouse down. We're doing nothing at the moment. So what will actually happen is that will send data up into the Vuex, and then when we move stuff around, the Vuex will handle a lot of that. So yeah. As for the bar width and spacer width, we need those as data points. So data return. We have the bar width being 0 pixels at the moment, 0, and then the spacer width also being 0. So that's fine. Oops, that's meant to be like that. Just messed that up. So if we go back into here and hit refresh, we don't have anything in there yet. So what we need to do is we need to have the render, and I'm just going to close that. Render get row, and we'll have a simple v4 equals, and this is where we're using the delta days. If memory serves me correctly, so delta days is get delta days for, and this will just be a simple for day for index in delta days. And then we v-bind the index equals index. And that's all we need to do at the moment. Because what we'll be doing is we'll be getting the data from the Vuex directly. So if we hit refresh, we've got all of this at the moment. Oh, how much data are we sending up? Jesus. Oh, I've done delta, whoops. Wasn't meant to do that. What I was meant to do is underscore index in, we want to get it from the data, Gantt chart data. so. Because, yeah, we don't need anything from that. There we go. Okay. All right. So we got that rendering out. We're going to fix up the colors and the data in a second. So what did we want to... Well, let's put the data in here first. So, and also get rid of that CSS. So we're working with a blank, essentially blank CSS. So what I want to do, I want to scroll down here. I just want to... Cool. And a lot of that will be, once again, will be copied and pasted into the SAS, where we'll edit stuff and so forth like that. But first, let's just blank it all out. All right, cool. It's like, hates when I do that. So I'm just going to yank this. I'm just going to cut it all out. It's going to go in the Gantt chart here. So let's go bang, bang. Let's just paste it in. Let's select all that. Just put it in up like that. So we're not going to do background color. We're not going to do background color. Once again, no background colors yet. And thank you very much for the follow. Oh, okay. I'm hoping that got rid of the messages. That is annoying. Excuse me for 1 second. All right. Yes, let's get rid of the hot pink and all of that. And we're in an ad break. All right, I should have done that in the ad break. Oh well. We're getting stuff done, which is nice. So yeah, we haven't actually figured out what the design would look like, so we're just ripping out all the colors. I'm going to place everything in there. I'm going to spend probably a couple of days tweaking what I want to see, asking other people what they think, so that way I can get it looking nice, if that makes sense. I am terrible at design, so this is a very slow and long progress for me. So, yeah. The idea also being is, as we're doing that, we're going to implement some other sort of features into it. So the ability to drag the start and end dates, and also drag the whole bar itself. So that feature's still coming. So yeah. Now we just wait 30 seconds till the ad's done. Once again, I do this so that people don't get pre-rolled ads when they jump in. So yeah. 20 more seconds. Yeah. All right. 10 more seconds. Yay. Sorry, I've just run out of things to say. Just yeah. Okay. And welcome back, everyone. All right, let's just jump straight back into it. Okay, so yeah, a lot of this is still useful. That won't be needed. Yeah, a lot of this will be just the same. So insert data here. All right. So we don't have the width or anything like that. We haven't set the colors yet for the bars. Let's actually set that color. Actually, let's yank this. Let's just paste it in there. I think that will be a good color. Let's remove that. Let's remove that. We've got margin top, which we want. We want the height. We want, yep. All right, sweet. Let's hit refresh. We've got the min width. Oh yeah, that will take a little while to. There we go. And there we are. So let's put in some data into here. So like I said, we need the title, start date, end date, and status. So let's go into the Gantt row. Let's go div class equals Gantt row title. We need data. So we need computed. This will be map getters. I need to actually import that. So import map getters from UX. Easy done. All right. So map getters. That's going to be like that. Do I already have computed? Computer is an object. All right, so we need to get data for this particular row. So what I want to do, get chart, is getters. Oh, and this is where I need to send data up into here. VueJS getters with value. Now we've done this before. All right, computed getters to do. We've got the state. Here we go. So I'm just gonna paste this as reference at the end. So what we want to do is we want to get Gantt by index. So get Gantt chart data by index. What we need is state. We'll have an ID. And we'll send through the return state.Gantt chart data, and then we'll have the index. And that's it. Okay, cool. So down in here, we'll have the map getters, and we'll have the Gantt chart data is going to be get Gantt chart data by index. Oh, and how do I do this? How have I done it elsewhere? Alright, one way to do is search by state card ID. Okay, get a state card ID. What is this? Get card. Get card. Oh, let's do this in directory. Let's not do it in the Vuex. Let's go JavaScript. So get card, map getters, get card ID. No, we just want get card. Max. Oh, I just mucked that up, didn't I? All right. Ooh, we're getting it here. All right, hang on. Vuex map getters. All right. All right. Bless you, Max. Might have to do that. All right, let's try it. Let's see if it'll work. Let's get data by this, and then what we want to do is we want to key this in, and then we want to type in this dot index. I don't know if this will work. This is me just guessing this and hoping for the best. All right, so what we want to do, we want to jump into here. We want to hit refresh. We want to hit our views. Actually realize that, yeah, undefined has no properties. All right. Damn. All right. Oh, that's annoying. What if I just clear that out and just type in a 0? It did 1. Okay. I'm having a look. Gantt chart. Gantt chart data undefined. All right. Let's go into the Whoa, socks. Careful. Yep, that's what we're kind of doing. Okay, import computed map getters. New getter. Parameter return dot getter name parameter. All right. Maybe works. Okay. Socks. Bed. All right. We're using an array there, not an object. Okay. This is... get data. So I'm just figuring this out. Okay, we don't need to do anything like that because we got the index, and then it should be return this dot get sharp by index this dot index. Don't know how fast that is. It's probably terrible, absolutely terrible. Yeah. He sucks. This is annoying. Because the idea of doing Vuex like this is so that what am I trying to say? The idea that we're doing it like this is so that that way we won't have to loop through everything every single time if there's a change, which there are going to be lots of changes. Socks, you have just stood in something and just spread it all over my desk. Come on. So, yeah, I don't want to do the loop functionality because we will have the problem being someone will, you know, change something. There'll be a massive sort of sprint and it'll just take forever to make that change. And it uses quite a lot of processing power to make that change, which is not good enough. Excuse me for a minute. I've got something on my desk. I've just got to clean it. I've just got to get something to wipe down the desk. So yeah, I was hoping map getters would be good for this. Yeah. To determine if there's been any change or anything like that. But yeah, one problem is I want to create something that loops through stuff and does double checking and so forth like that, because it'll take forever for the end user. The end user will try and move something around when they've got a massive sort of sprint, and it just won't work for them, which is not what I want to do. Alright, in your bed, sweetie. Don't just step in it again. Okay. The joys of a cat. They stand on something and then they just put it everywhere. Alright. Yeah, it just, I don't know what to do in this sort of case. In reality, this should be getting everything. We could potentially do it's not unmounted though. For anyone looking for a solution to this where you don't need to execute your computed properties in your template, you won't get it out of the box. Here's a little snippet I've used for the map getters with additional arguments. This presumes the getters returns a function that you take your arguments against, but you could quite easily retrofit it so the getters take both the state and the additional arguments. Well, all I need of this data is just that one single row. That's all I need. Now, I could probably use the deep watches. So Vuex mutations can be tracked manually by a tool using Vue Dev Tools. Yep, it forces you to not simply edit the store anywhere, but also mutations which allow you to have a generic way of input data. You can also gain the ability to perform mutations on all incoming data in the same way. Because of this, this is something you shouldn't have to do because you simply can't access the state in your... Yep. Not what I wanted. Well, I've done Vuex. Yeah, I just don't like that. Carry map getters. args, master getters, object, map getters, namespace getters, reduce. Yeah, I don't like that. Don't like that at all. View, watch, array of objects. All right, your comparison function between old value and the new value is having some issues. It's better not to complicate things so much as increase your debugging effort later. You should keep it simple. The best way to create a person component and watch every person separately inside their own component as shown below. Yeah, all right, I 100% agree with that. And we're currently kind of doing this, but just not successfully. Please find below a working example. All right. Yep. All right, cool. Let's just go Vuex. Map getters with parameters. All right, cool. I have a lot of getters that pass arguments to the store, such as this store getters get something, this ID. Sweet. We're kind of doing that. And I'm not finding recommendations on how to optimally use map getters to maintain reactivity while passing the arguments through. One suggestion I found was to the map getter, the getter, and then the pass the argument mounted. Yep, alright, this seems to be suboptimal as it would only check for a change of state on mounted. Yep, that is correct. Any suggestions for how to best maintain reactivity whilst passing an argument to the getter? Here's an example that would be better match the code above. So get something, state, ID, return state, thing, find. Yep, alright, cool. So we're essentially doing the same thing as this particular person. All right, if the data returned from get something does not change, my best guess is that you did not set this .id in your data function, causing it to not to be reactive. However, that being said, I might change other things that are in here. So for example, that something might be an object with multiple different values in it. This mapper will return the get something version, which is static. You do not want /have to return a different function somehow. You want to return to be the thing when this .id is changed. No, that's not what we're doing. So, let's scroll down. Here's a snippet of the code. So map getters, CRM, and then in here we've got account with ID, account, return account with ID. This is that. All right. This makes this .account reactive depending on the param. All right, cool. So in our case, the parameter isn't changing, it's the data inside it. And we're just pointing at the... So what happens when we change the data? Alright, I'm going to try one thing. I'm actually going to do this. So computers map get it something thing equals, all right. So we've got this. I'm gonna change it to how we usually do it. So get chart data by index equals get chart data by index. All right, sweet. So that's our usual sort of thing. So the get data would be return this dot Gantt chart by index and then this dot index. Okay, cool. So that should send back an object. In fact, I'm going to watch this instead, because then we can separate the data to how we want it to. So if we have a look at the Gantt chart. Oh, okay, now it's playing the Pokemon one. All right. So we go into the view and we just hit an ad break. I'm just going to continue. Sorry, I'm on a roll. So we've got title, status. We're going to copy all of this. Going to paste it in here. I am... Oh, this is going to hit every single one, though. Oh, that's a problem. Because if something else changes, it's still going to... Yeah. Oh. All right. Yeah. All right. This dot title equals value title. All right. Okay. This is a bit of a workaround. And then what I want to do, so I want to do that. And if I hit refresh, we're still only getting one row of data. Because flex direction, blah, blah, blah. Okay, there we go. Gantt chart. Oh, Gantt row cell. And that should be under here. All right. We'll fix this up in a minute. So we've got Gantt row, and that should be height 35 pixels. All right. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. I'm just waiting for this. It'll take its time. All right, so All right, so we've got that in there, and then what we need is we need to get the title through. So if we go to render Gantt chart, we've got the title up there, title, we've got this, and then I'm just going to go console log got here. I'm also going to do a console log got into the computed. And then I'm just going to hit refresh. I'm going to hit this. So got into the computed. All right, so got into the computed. All right. I'm gonna go get title, return, return this dot Gantt chart by index, this dot index dot title. I'm just gonna see if that works. Waiting a few seconds. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Then what I want to do is what if I go up into the Vuex, I then edit some of this data, my pain. That seemed to work. All right. I think I've got a solution. So we still got this. We then got those. And then what happens if I change the title? So let's go mounted. Let's go set timeout. Let's do a function that happens after 5 seconds. All right, so we've got to update something. So I'm gonna, in the Gantt chart Vuex, under actions, we've got initialize, and then what we want to do is we want to update Gantt chart data, where we have state commit payload, and then what we want is const index equals payload.index. And then up here, we're going to go commit type. Oh, we need the data and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so we need a simple let Gantt chart data. It will be like that. Then update the local Gantt chart data. So this will be Gantt chart data, then index. I'm gonna say dot title equals my pain is here. All right, this is just a temporary sort of solution. We'll actually have a proper thing done. So update Gantt chart, inst keys, object. All right, so update Gantt chart. What we need is update Gantt chart data. That will be state payload, and that will be this dot state dot. Sorry, not this dot state. State dot Gantt chart data equals payload dot Gantt chart data. All right. So down here, what we need is we need to commit update Gantt chart data, where the Gantt chart data equals Gantt chart data, and we're happy with that. So we've just got this down here. My pane is here. Ha ha ha! I make a joke. So I'm going to put this as index 0. I'm going to ignore this. I'm just going to call this. So what we want to do is set timeout. So if this dot index equals 0, this is what we want to do. Set timeout. This $store yeah. Also this $store.dispatch. What we are doing is update Gantt data. And if I go up here, update Gantt chart data. Where we have the payload equals nothing. That's fine. All right. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see if I edit one of those particular fields is going to re-render that section perfectly fine. And we've got a bug being like, all right, cool, 500 milliseconds. Let's hit re. All right. All right. So after about 5 seconds, if all goes well, there you go. My pane is here. Perfect. Let's go into settings. Let's sorry, wrong settings. Let's go into view. Let's click on this. Let's go global settings. Let's where was the components? Highlight updates. And hey, Nocturnal, how are you? So I'm just testing out something. So if all goes well, there you go. Perfect. And it looked like it didn't say that it updated everything. It looked like it just updated that particular one. All right, I was just doing a little test. Yeah, I can't complain. Just getting my head around some of the workarounds. Anyway, I better remove what I've just done out of here. So I actually want to remove this at the moment. I want to do this properly. I think this is perfect. I'm going to keep that in. I'm going to go back here. I'm definitely removing this now. So yeah, just working out. I don't need the watch anymore. Just working out this. So I need to send through an index and I couldn't. So I've done it this way and it looks like that's working perfectly fine. So yeah, now I just need to do the whole, I can get rid of that. So yeah, I just need to deal with the date times and all that kind of stuff now. But the problem is, yeah, how do I do those now? I mean, the title's fine, but the date time, we need to manipulate it. So I'm just having a decent think. I mean, worst case scenario, I can have local one and just have it so that this updates the local stuff. That won't be a problem. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Big goal coming. Okay. Let's just put stuff in. So what else do we need? The start and end dates. So class equals get row start date. Copy and paste. End date. And so forth like that. So we know we'll need the date selectors. So I'm just going into naive UI. So we're going to have date pickers, and they're going to be this complicated. So we're just going to show code. I'm just going to select this. Actually, now that I think about it. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to have to draw this out. Okay, so we've got props. We've got data. We've got the computed. And we've got the watch. And mounted. All right, so we've got the date time here. Okay, so when mounted, data is obtained from VueJS. All right. What happens if someone changes the data here? Because we want the ability to someone to select this and actually change it here. So the idea is this have a onChange function, which then can send it up to the VueJS, which will then update the data. Who knows? And hey, Pitfin, how are you? Yes, don't forget to drop. Does that actually animate when coming down? Oh, it does. That's actually cool. I actually had a ladybird in my house today, so I put it on a piece of paper, actually a spoon, sorry, and I took it outside and it flew away. And I was like, yeah, go eat those bugs, ladybird. How are you going, Pitvin? Hopefully you're going well. I am just... I think there's a 5-minute cooldown. Sorry. Yeah, same. They are pretty cool. Ladybugs. I think yellow. I've seen a few yellow ones in my time. But the one I had today was just red. I'm trying to remember if I've seen a green one. I mean, they do exist. I might have seen it on paper. But I know I've seen a blue one. So, yeah. Yeah, can't complain. Just racking my head today. Being like, alright, how am I going to tackle this problem? So, yeah, we're making some good progress. I've done a short test before. It looks like if I do update the data in the central sort of system, it will render it out correctly without too much hassle. So that's good. Not seen the green one yet. Yeah, I don't think I've seen one in real life. I know I've seen a blue one. Definitely seen lots of yellows. Definitely seen a lot more reds. Don't know why they changed colors. The reason behind the color is simple. Predators. Usually predators associate strong colors yellow and red with poison. Because of that, predators avoid. Alright, cool. But why have I seen... It's an invasive... Alright, no, that's an orange. That's not yellow. I didn't know the colors. Oh yeah, frogs are the same. So, and same with certain butterflies and so forth like that. They've got high fluoro butterfly. Yeah, there's the word. So, therm or regulation is the maintenance of psychologic core body temperature. Oh no, I'm thinking of something else then. Don't worry. But yeah, I know frogs. A lot of them are like the fluoro colors and stuff like that. And that's, yeah, to tell predators that they're poisonous. And I thought that went over to some... I thought that went to butterflies, but it must be... female swallow-tailed butterflies are known for traits. Mimic a poisonous relative so they don't get preyed on. Alright, cool. Must be only one butterfly. So yeah, anyway, sucks. You're in the way. I can't see chat. Makes sense with the big wings, and they stay cool. I think elephants do the same thing with their ears. Yeah! Yeah, it's very interesting how all these little bugs sort of live and how they live. Yeah, she's here. She's here. She's blocking chat at the moment. Oh, she's running away. She's getting away. you pacing? Why are you pacing? Right. Oh, sucks. You can stop pacing. Don't hop up on that computer. Yeah. Oh, yep, cat treats. All right, she will be happy. All right, let's go to, actually, I'll do this before moving a jittery camera around. There I go. Anyway, I'll get the treats in your bed. You know what this means. I need to get some treats. I'll be right back. All right, in your bed. Don't come jumping towards me. All right, in your bed. Next. You're good, buddy. There you go. All right, I think I need to order more treats soon. There you go, sweetie. You got one right here. Did you find them all? Yeah, yes you did. And she didn't fall off her desk, which is nice. All right. So I'm just going to paste that example code in. So we've got this. So if I go get start date, we won't want clearable. And we want get end date. There. She has been very well behaved today, which is nice. All right, so get end date. That's just going to be return this dot Gantt chart by the index, this dot index. Ooh, what is it? Oh, thought I almost had to rescue her then. The corner of my eye, it looked like she was falling backwards, but no, it's how she's perched herself. All right, get start date. Return this dot Gantt chart, this dot index, start date Gantt. All right, easy done. So there's our 3 bits of data that we want so far that we're putting into here. Okay, now the next thing I need to do is on change. So on updated. Format range, call back, on update value. Okay. So what I want to do on update is I'm just going to see if this works. Update, start date, console log data. Update, end date, I don't know if this will work. But hey, we're just trying it out, seeing if it'll work. So, waiting a few seconds, we're going to hit refresh. We actually don't have end date pickers whatsoever. So we've got to go down here and we've got to go components, import end date picker from naive UI. And I'm just going to bump those out just a little bit and components. Oh, it's all right, and we've got an ad. So I'm just going to go to the screen for a little bit. I wonder if we can call in another cat. But I'm going to rush off to the bathroom very quickly. I will be right back. All right, back. Sorry about that. Just as the ad break finished too. All right. Cool. So we've got end date pickers in here now. What we want to do is we want to go into here. We're going to hit refresh. Invalid prop. Type check for prop on update value expected function / array got string with value. Ooh. All right. Okay. Expected function. Got string with value. Okay, let's read the docs. Okay. Let's look at the code. Update value on close. Right. Probably not what we wanted. Okay. Methods, update end date, update start date. Yep, that's... All right. Expected function or array got string with value update start date. I'm probably doing something wrong here. Yeah, I'm probably doing something very, very wrong here. All right. Okay. Let's just Google it. Naive UI date picker on update. Okay. Nothing. Let's see what I do elsewhere. In date picker. Okay. Ew. All right. No, I should have done on update value like that. By the looks of it. So I want to get back into here. I want to hit refresh. And then if I change something and confirm it, there we go. All right, cool. Now I need to sort of get this all set up like this. So, okay. Ow. Let's have a look at the dates in here. Ooh. They're set as this, and we actually want them as millis. Okay, no problem. The instant we set these as millis, these should render out correctly. So I'm actually going to delete this one line here for the moment. We're actually going to delete those two lines. We're going to focus on one date time at the moment, which is that date time. And what I want to do is I want to get this set up and rendered correctly. Now, so I'm just having a quick think. What I want to do, so I want to convert the times when I send the data upstream. What's the easiest way to do this? Probably with the VueJS itself. All right, VueJS. So we've got this. Initialize the data. We've got the Gantt chart data with the Gantt chart. That's come through with the payload. So what we need to do is we need to run a conversion. All right, convert the Gantt, some of the Gantt data into the correct format. So what we have is let Gantt chart data equal an empty array. For payload dot Gantt chart data dot for each, and we have a simple row, and then we go Gantt chart data dot push, and we push in the data that we want. So I'm going to just select all of this. I'm just going to copy it. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paste this in here like this. And then I am going to just bump it up the wrong way. Whoops. All right. So straight off the bat, what we need is const end date equals date time. Ooh. We want it to convert it here because we've got to convert it somewhere, but we don't have import date time from Luxon. That's got to work. Equals date time dot from ISO, and then we've just got row dot end date. And const start date equals date time from ISO row dot start date. And up here we'll have convert the date times, add back into data. Yep. So Gantt chart, I mean, we could use a mapping function instead of doing it like this. Yeah, map function will be better. No software updates yet. This will be map, where we've got a row, and what we want is convert the dates. So that will be const end date equals date time dot from from ISO, and then it'll be row dot end date, like so. Const start date equals date time from ISO row dot start date. All right, cool. Return the correct structure. Update the row. So I think row end date equals end date dot from to millis. Row dot start date equals start date to millis, and then return row. I think that's it. And instead of update, we should mutate the row. I think that's what we want. All right, let's do it. Let's hit refresh. There we go. We've now got the... Oh no, those are the wrong ones. Ooh, we still don't have that. All right, console log end date. End date. Console log row. Row. Yeah, we're still building it. All right. So we're more interested in the row. There we go. There we go. And then if we go to the view, open this up. There we go. All right. We just didn't wait long enough for it to compile last time. So We also... Do we need that then? We should actually be getting then Gantt chart data then, because we're mutating it. Yep, all right. Waiting a couple of seconds. Gonna hit refresh. All right. Everything should have... Yep. Cool. Date time hasn't passed through, but we'll figure that out now. So we'll go into the components. We'll click on this row. We've got the get and date and undefined. All right. Not a problem. Let's figure out why. So in here, it's probably this. So if I go to the Vuex itself and we've got the Gantt chart data, it's, yeah, end underscore date. All right. Waiting another 5 seconds. There we go. We've got our data in. This is perfect. And then if we update it, it updates too. And it should update up here also. So if we're looking at the start date, and I go confirm, goes back to the 15th. All right. I'm not setting it. All right. So on this update start date, what we want to do is we want to go down here. This is getting a bit scary now. So what we want is we need to update a singular field, and we don't care what field that's updating. Okay. So let's do this at the Gantt chart Vuex. So we'll have an action. All right. We'll call it update single row, Gantt row. All right. We'll have state payload, and what else state commit and payload. Okay. And an arrow function. So what we need is we'll do all the action here. So get the Gantt chart data. So let Gantt chart data equals state.Gantt chart data. All right. So we start mutating it. Mutate the Gantt chart data. So first off, what we need is we need the Gantt chart data payload.index. Then we need, technically with a dot, payload dot field equals payload dot value. Then update Gantt chart data. So this would be commit update Gantt chart data, and it'll be Gantt chart data. Oh, that's going to be in its own object. And updating Gantt chart data. So Gantt chart data will equal Gantt chart data. Like so. All right. Hopefully that works. So we need an index, field, and value. So instead of update start dates, ooh, actually, yeah, we'll need to separate those. This $store.dispatch, update single Gantt chart row. All right, cool. So what we have is index field, and then value. Update the specific field required. And there's going to be something similar with the update end date. All right, so we're going to wait 1 second. And then we're going to refresh it. And then if we do the 22nd and confirm. Ooh. Write operation failed. Compute property get start date is read only. Ooh. All right. That's annoying. It's very annoying. All right. I don't think this is going to work how I want it to. Yeah, and I really don't want to do a massive for loop. It's looking like I'm going to have to. Just really annoying. Which means then I've got to retest the 7,000 data points. Though 7,000 is very overkill for this. It is an extreme overkill. Okay, so the one problem is the computed get start date is just, that's a read-only thing, which is fine. We can dance around a little bit. So what I want to do, let's add in a watch. Let's say I've got get start date. All right. And what we want is we want local start date. And that's going to be 0 by the... all right. And then up here... with this, it'll be the local start date. All right. I don't know if this will work. This is an experiment. So we have something watching the start date change and stuff like that. When the local value changes, it's fine. This is a local value. It can mutate that local value. It'll then send that data upstream, and then hopefully that will change it upstream, and then all that kind of stuff will happen. So we've got this now. No, it hasn't. Yeah, it just doesn't hit that. Just doesn't hit it, which is annoying, to say the least. All right. So my plan now, or the plan of attack now, is to do this in a for loop. I didn't want to do this in a for loop. I was hoping that I could just mutate it in one spot and have all that data come down and so forth like that. But even then, that changes everything. I mean, yeah, data will come down and just then I don't mutate that local data. I just send it upstream. It re-renders and does that. I think that's going to be something we have to actually just accept. I think we're getting to that point where we're overcomplicating this for no good reason, for hopefully the ability someone could send through 10,000 freaking rows. So in this sort of case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep this in. I think the local start date would be yes. We still need to mutate the local start date, but what we'll have is we'll have, let's say, start date come through. That's going to be a type of number, and default is going to be 0. And then that's just going to be this dot start date. All right. So the prop is not mutatable whatsoever, but the local start date is. It's going to complain if we don't have something mutatable. Still going to send it up, still going to edit it upstream. So up here instead, we are going to have a row. So we're still sending the key index, we're still sending the index down. We'll go v bind start date equals row dot start underscore date. And what we're going to do is we're just going to save. We're going to go in here. I think that's just the... We'll also need to do the title too. That's going to be stagnant. So, all right, and then in here we need to vbind all right, cool. So I'm going to refresh. So we've got the dates coming through. What if I change this to the 22nd? It updates and everyone's happy. I'm going to have to test this with, once again, 7,000 billion lines. But I think it's just going to be one of those things where I'm like, all right, this supports up to X amount of rows. Anything higher than that is just going to be a pain in the ass. So, yeah. But that's fine. Okay. So what I want to do now is I want to sort of expand this out. We know that other functionality wasn't going to work, so let's just continue on. So let's go div class equals Gantt row end date. All right, we're happy with this. We need an end date picker where the v model is going to be called, a value is going to be called local end date. We're going to make that up very shortly. Type is going to be date time. On update value is going to be update end. update. It's going to send the data through and all that kind of stuff, so which is nice. There we go. And the update end date is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, it would be great if we could get these in one format. Have the data come through and just update it like that. But, you know, don't know yet, but yeah, we'll figure it out. We could potentially overload it. And we just reached an ad. All right, cool. All right, I'm just going to do some waits whilst this ad runs. All right. It's a minute of it. Just a minute. Alright, I'm just getting tired. Alright. I'm also getting really hungry. I did not have dinner. I've got some sandwiches and stuff I could eat very quickly. Alright, back to workstations, and welcome back everyone. Alright. So if we're not using it, we're going to get rid of it. So the map getters. So straight off the bat, we want local, we want end date, type, number, default 0. I will. I've only got about 20 minutes left till about 10 p.m. So then I'll have a peanut butter sandwich. I'm trying not to eat randomly nowadays. I've put on a few kilograms, so I'm trying to be like, all right, I can only have set meals and only that much and stuff like that. So, yeah. I did have lunch, which is good. Oh, the music just suddenly stopped. Oh, no, it's still playing. And hello, Clipper Road. Welcome. I hope you're going well. How are you this evening? Hopefully good. Anyway, I am just going to refresh this. Okay, so we've got all the components there. Now we're going to have to play around with... that's the header. This is the Gantt row. This is the information. Let's do 1,000 pixels. Max width 1,000 pixels. All right. Display flex. Flex direction would be row. Align items, flex start, justify content, flex start. How's it going? Going great. Thank you very much. So yeah, just working on NearBeach. So NearBeach is an open source project management system. You can collect basic organization and customer details. You can create your own Kanban boards. You can gather user requirements, create projects and tasks, and then once you're ready to ship, you've got the request for changes. So yeah, currently I'm working on the Gantt chart functionality under sprints, so this is still rather work in progress. So yeah, I'm currently just setting this up. I will probably shrink these. So Gantt chart row. I'll probably make that 180. So we're going to go to the Gantt chart. We're going to fix this stuff up right now. So we've got the header, we've got the row. So we need the row information. Cut that out from there. Paste it into here. So yeah, cheers. Thank you. You're new to web development, currently learning front end, and then plan to learn back end. Any tips? Yes. Build projects. Yeah, just play around with it. See what you can do. I don't know your sort of skill level yet, like, or anything like that. But we do recommend Free Code Camp quite a bit, because you can jump in at any point. So if we have a look at Free Code Camp, just waiting for it to pop up. For example, if you go to the curriculum, you've got responsive web design certificate, so you can click in there and be like, oh, okay, cool, I want to learn this and learn that and so forth like that. And then you've got the front-end development library stuff and so forth like that. So yeah, that's what we recommend. But yeah, I recommend building something small, preferably small. So yeah, don't go ahead and build your own sort of massive project like I did. So yeah, you will eventually get to a massive project. Not saying that you won't. I'm just saying for sort of when you're learning, something small, something which you can sort of be like, all right, cool, I've got a start and I've got an end, and I can easily complete that within 2 weeks. Because when you complete the project, you feel really, really good. Also, after a while, you might come back to the project and be like, I could do this better. And then spend probably half that time rebuilding it and making it a lot better. So yeah, and thank you very much for the follow. So yeah, welcome. All right, so I am going to get rid of those green lines. Give me a second. So if you're wondering what those green lines are, I have the highlight updates turned on, and that's what's happening. So if I get rid of that, there we go. And then the person will confirm. So what I'm doing is I'm just spacing this out, making it look nice. I'm also at the same time fixing up my Sass back here. So we've got the Gantt row. So if we have a look in this Gantt row, go on this Gantt row, we'll have the Gantt row information under it. And you'll have the Gantt row render, which I don't think I've got in here. So we've got the bar, we've got render bar. So Gantt row, I'm just going to put it in anyway. We said render bar, right? Or am I row render? All right, like that. So under the Gantt information, we'll have, I'm just minimizing it down to what we just need. We have the title, start and end date. Gantt row information. Title, Gantt row start date, and the start date and end date are probably going to be the same thing. But would I recommend learning Python? It depends what you're wanting to do. Yeah, I agree with Nocturnal. Build things, try things. Don't worry about re-implementing things that exist when building side projects. Yeah, Python is a great language to learn. A great sort of... We use Python. So NearBeach is built off Django, web framework, which I found really easy to sink my teeth in and so forth like that. But once again, it depends what you wanted to do. For building web applications, sure, yes, you can use Python, you can use Laravel, which is PHP, you can use .NET, which is C# and stuff like that. All of those will work as backends. All very, very good. I have used all three. You can also do quite a lot of data analysis and this and that with Python. So yeah. You're working HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, and Node. Any other languages I should learn? It's a bit of an open-ended sort of question, mainly because it depends where you want to go. So, for example, if you want to get into web development, I would use a job searching tool. Like, I'm using Seek because I live in Melbourne. And if I were to type stuff in correctly and search, I could look into here and start reading the jobs and be like, all right, JavaScript, remote, graduate developer, front end sort of stuff. I would go in and start reading the jobs and seeing what they need under self-understanding of programming principles. So they're wanting .NET, MySQL server, and so forth like that. So I'll be like, all right, cool, they want .NET. I would go into here. These guys are JavaScript, but that's extremely broad. They're wanting React hooks, Gatsby, and all that kind of stuff. I'll be like, all right, cool, yep, those are sorts of things. Graduate developer, once again, jumping into here. They're wanting .NET. React front-end developer, that's just React. I don't know why I opened that up. So yeah, you could do a little bit of research into where you want to work and so forth like that, and what sort of technology they sort of use. Yeah. And yeah, the Nocturnal does bring out a good point. Getting really good at a language. That way you get familiar with that one particular language. If I were to draw, I kind of, oops, ignore all that. So your first language will take the longest. My writing's terrible at the moment. Let me redo that. So your first language will take the longest to learn. Your second language won't take as long. Your third, fourth, fifth, and so forth will take a short time. The reason being is there's a lot of transferable skills within the languages you're learning, or the language you have learned. So I got taught MATLAB and C back when I was doing maths at uni. From there, I transferred all my C skills into C++ skills and built essentially applications for the university. And then from there, I went into data scientist role where I learned SQL. I then started learning Python. And I then moved into an IT job where I automated quite a lot of my tasks using Python. From there, I then started learning web development, and a lot of things just migrated. And JavaScript. So all my C skills went straight into JavaScript. So, yeah. Yeah. You'll be surprised. It's quite easy learning other languages. But yeah, learn one really, really well. The others become really easy. Anyway, where was I? I've forgotten where I was. Oh yeah, I was doing this. So we wanted to set max width 180 pixels for both of those. We then want to set this as, if I were to go back into here, I think, yeah, I want the, I should just use width. Ah, whoops. All right, width 180 times by 2 would be 360 pixels. My journey is sharing. I was thinking of going all out on JavaScript and making the language I spend the most time to work on. And that's fine. That is perfectly fine. There are people who learn just one language and they just know that one language. There's people who specialize in COBOL. There's people who specialize in this, and so forth like that. There's nothing wrong with that. So yeah. Once again, it depends what you want to do. That's the caveat there. If you wanted to be a full stack dev, then you most likely need to learn another language and so forth like that. But if you're like, I just want to do front end, I just love React, or I love Vue, or I love Angular, or I love Svelte, or you're like, I love these JavaScript frameworks, and that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. All right, so we need to fix up something. We've got Gantt row information. We need to fix up this. Definitely not centered. I'm gonna put in width. So 360, so 80 on 60, that's 4, so 540 pixels. And that should be row. In fact, I could get rid of that. Yeah, I can get rid of that. Let's just wait. I might have screwed up on my calculations there. So what we have is 180 plus 180, which is 360, plus 360. Yeah, I've mucked up on my calculations. So 360 times by 2. I'm sorry, this is terrible. 720. Okay, going in here. 720. Oh, don't forget to drop, everyone. So you do exclamation drop and then followed by an emoji. I am doing judgmental Lily. All right, sorry. Don't mind the silly questions, but what languages are you working with here? All right, cool. So for the front end, I'm using Vue framework, which is JavaScript. For the back end, I'm using Django, which is Python. So yeah, no silly question at all. There are a lot of different languages out there where you can build web applications on nowadays, which is great news. And I keep forgetting to change that to a row. All right. So we've got to wait a couple of seconds, maybe a little bit more. There we go. All right, now I don't like how that's lining up exactly. Might add a bit of padding. Oh, wow. 99.7. That is actually pretty good. All right, so we have just done the width there. So I am going to expand this one with the information. I'm just going to paste this and I'm going to delete this and delete this. And then now we've got to wait a while. Oh. Must be one of those things. Max width, 720 pixels. Min width, 720 pixels. Alright. This is annoying me. I love how it's a shocked face still. You know, it's just like the shell shock. Alright, sweet. So this is now lining up perfectly. We've got the ability to edit this. Now, we don't have the status in here yet, which we do want to key in. Yeah, that should be fine on a screen like this. And then you have the status. Yeah. So I'm just trying to think. For the moment, I won't add the status in, but we definitely need to add in the status. Worst case scenario, we can remove the start date and end date and actually have them, because you'll be able to move these to update it and stuff like that. And I think that might be another solution. So, yeah. Another thing is every single time something gets updated, it's going to send it to the back end to update it in the back end too. And it's just going to assume that it updated correctly in the front end. All right, so yeah, I'm going to ignore status for the moment, but I am going to fix this up slightly. So as you see, this is 35 pixels. That works perfectly fine. We need this text. All right, so it's justify center. Align items center. That's what I need. There we go. That looks a lot better now. So going back down here, we've got the Gantt row information. Align items center. We don't need the justify. That's where I've done it wrong. Okay. So the justify content should be flex start. And yep. All right. Sweet. That's looking nice. I do need to change these, but that will happen in dark mode in a minute. Now, let's start getting all the data down. So if we have a look at the data, so I'm just going to go into the view. I'm going to go into the, not the components, but into the Vuex. I'm looking at the Gantt chart. So we don't need, do we need delta days? No, we don't need delta days. We need this data passed down. So we're going to go into render Gantt row, and I am just going to paste it in for reference. So straight at the bat, we don't need title. We'll need the status ID. Start date, we don't need. We need the object type. So object type, that's going to be, type is going to be a string, and default is going to be an empty string. We've also got an ad starting in 5 minutes. I'm just going to snooze that. I won't be making it to that 5 minutes because it's nearly 10 o'clock here and I've got to run. Or go to sleep, really. So I'm going to put status ID through. That's going to be type number. Default is going to be 0. And then, oh, we don't want to delete that. And then what we want to do is we've got local end date, local start date. What's going to be mutated? So end date we've got, it's going to mutate. That's not going to mutate. Object type is not going to mutate. That we've got already. Status ID is going to mutate. And by default, we're going to put that as 0. Oh, that's okay. Click. Happy to help, by the way. I might not have all the answers, but I'm happy to help. All right, let's bump all of those open. And let's start sending data down. So I'm going to put that over there for reference. I'm going to do that. I'm going to start at the top. And we're going to go vbind end date equals row.end underscore date. All right. So index vbind object type equals row.object type. Start date, we've got status ID, so vbind status ID equals row.status ID. And then we've got the title. All right, sweet. So we're passing everything we need down. That's great news. All right. Cheers. Thank you very much. Okay, so fingers crossed this renders still correctly. Yes, it's rendering still correctly. Yeah, we've got status and we've got status ID. Now the status, that's rendered in correctly. That's actually meant to be the actual text of the status. But that's not a problem. What we need to do, and we'll do this next stream, is with the statuses, we'll need to actually get the list of we need to actually get all potential statuses. And on those particular things, a filter for those particular statuses. Do I stream most arvos? So I tend to stream, alright, so today's Monday, for reference, and it's 10 p.m. So I tend to stream from around about 6:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time to about 10 p.m. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So yeah, I do it at least 3 times a week. Alright, so what we need to do is get potential list of all statuses. We can do that on render. So my recommendation is on render send down. And then filter for those particular statuses. So if we set up the, let's say it's potential status equals, and we just have an object, we'll have one called project where it'll contain an array of objects. We'll have one for task, contains once again, and so forth like that for each of those objects. What we could potentially do is we go PS, and then we key in that little bit of data, which is object type. And it'll get it for us. We don't need to worry, and everything will be great. Oh yeah, we also have Discord. Thank you very much, Pippin. All right. Anyway, I am probably going to call it there, because I've got to get ready. I've got to get to sleep. So I wake up in 8 hours. So let's find someone to raid. We could do Toggle Bit. Yeah, let's do Toggle Bit. He's been going all day though. Alright, hopefully, yep, this raid will happen. Alright, cheers. Thank you very much everyone for coming tonight. It has been wonderful. We are slowly getting the Gantt chart back up and running. So it'll be great once it's done. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So yeah. And yeah, thank you very much guys for being here. Anyway, I do hope you enjoy ToggleBit. So let's raid him now.
Why? 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 Where did you go? Oh no, shit! It's a word bound.